The first pro with this 2023 Volvo XC60, it's got to be the interior space. I mean, this is one of the finest interiors that you can get, maybe alongside Genesis as well, for under 100 grand. The solidity, the material choices, everything is just so well done in here. This feels like a six-figure cabin space, but for like half the money. It is so well done. Seats are extremely comfortable as well. Good amount of rear legroom space. The trunk is massive, and you also get some of the best audio systems as well. Even this bass audio is great. Harman Kardon is better. You can also step up to the Bowers & Wilkins, but I really don't think that's necessary. Just the Harman Kardon will suffice for most people. But the con for most is going to be this 9-inch infotainment. It does work rather well, pretty quick to respond, and it even looks elegant. However, I don't think many people will be fond of the climate control being completely baked into this touchscreen here, and occasionally when you're on the move, accessing some of these menus can be a little bit cumbersome. A lot of people like to say, oh, just use the voice command, but by the time you engage with the voice command and it misinterprets your prompts, at that point you could have just gone in here and did whatever you needed to do. You know what I mean? That's not the most practical thing, but at least it looks good. If you're an owner of this vehicle, I suppose you can get used to it, but I just thought I would let you know. The next pro is going to be, in general, the way this vehicle drives is rather good. The powertrains help out a lot here. We have here the B5 power plant, which is the turbocharged 4-cylinder engine producing 247 horsepower, 258 pounds-feet of torque. It's really peppy around town, and even out on the highway, you have plenty of passing power. Not to mention the high-speed stability in this is very good. The refinement isn't bad. The wind noise is really well contained at those higher speeds. You get a bit of tire noise. It's not too much of a big deal. It's pretty normal. And the handling is almost on par with something like a BMW X3 or an Audi Q5. But the subtle con is going to be with the ride quality. It is a little bit stiffer. I do understand we have here the 20-inch wheels. 19s would help, but the suspension is still a little bit too stiff. It's not a back-shattering ride. I just thought I would let you know. You know, this handles the same as an X3 or a Q5, but both of those SUVs, the German rivals, they are a little bit softer and more compliant in its ride quality despite it handling the same. So that's why I mentioned that as a con for this XC60. Again, I personally don't have an issue daily driving this, and I don't think most people will either, especially when they go with the smaller wheels. If you go with the ultimate trim level, you can option in the air suspension, but I did test that on the XC90, and really the air suspension didn't really help much. So save the money, go with these core or the plus models like you see here with the B5 power plant, and just get the smaller wheels, and I think most people will be pretty happy. The next pro is going to be the safety. Obviously, Volvo has made a name for themselves with safety, and these new products, they continue to be IIHS top safety picks. Pretty much all of the safety features come standard. I think a lot of people are going to be pleased with how safe these cars are. And the final pro I want to mention is, as of right now in 2023, I'm recording this video in June, these Volvo products are one of the best deals that you can get in its respective class and category. What do I mean? These XC60s lease out extremely well. And part of the reason for that is because I have partnered with AutoCompanion. He is a broker in the Washington, D.C. area. He's one of the largest brokers in the country, and he can hook you up with pretty much any of these Volvo SUVs at 10% off MSRP. Some of the best deals that you can get. And if you qualify for other incentives from the manufacturer, like if you're a Costco member, if you already have a Volvo in your family household, you can get an incentive for that. And if you're going to lease the vehicle, you can get an additional incentive. And I do recommend leasing these vehicles because they don't have the best resale value, and it's best to own these things under warranty. Not to mention the interest rate on these leases is rather low. It's only like 3.7%. That's why leasing makes more sense than financing these vehicles, especially at that low interest. And when I used AutoCompanion's free leasing calculator and I ran the numbers with the Costco discount along with the leasing discount, a zero money down lease on an XC60 like you see here was around $630 a month, zero down, assuming you have perfect credit. That is really good, and that undercuts the X3 and the Q5 by over $100 a month. So very affordable. and the XC90, it's about $200 more per month than the XC60, so around $840 a month, but that's still cheaper than leasing a X5 or an Audi Q7. Both of those vehicles will lease out around $1,000 a month. So as you can see, these Volvos, much cheaper on a lease compared to its competitors. And when you tack on all the discounts and the incentives, you're literally taking $7,500 off of the MSRP price of this XC60. That's pretty great. And if you want to work with AutoCompanion, his information will be down in the description box. Make sure you sign up with my affiliate link in the description box. It's imperative that you do that because there is a broker fee. If you want the discounted broker fee of $3.99, then you have to use that link in the description box so he knows that you came through one of my videos. As mentioned, he's located in DC, so you either have to pick up the vehicle in DC or you can have the vehicle shipped to you, but that's going to cost some money. And that's something that you have to pay for yourself. But hopefully that is a useful resource that you can use, and you can always use his free leasing calculator to run numbers on other vehicles as well. But that's the end of this video. If you want to support me personally, consider liking and subscribing. If you found value with this content, you can also purchase my new merchandise. Very pleased with these hats and the long sleeve t-shirts, the regular tees and the hoodies. They all came out really well. So if you want to support the channel, buy some merch, like and subscribe, you can do all that. My next video will be on the end screen here. Click on it and I will see you there.